Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for joining us. We're super happy that you're here, and I'm really happy as well to introduce Paula. She's the founder and CEO of the Academy of Entrepreneurs. She's also a good friend and an even amazing individual. So please, everyone, welcome Paula Mills.
Thank you,
Paula,
Andy. And I couldn't agree with you more. We are super mega excited to be here with you guys. This is a project that, right, Andy, you and I and Raymond have been talking about for a long time, about creating a lot of impact by working with the teachers and the students and the community. So we're super mega excited. Yeah, so honored to be here with you guys and here for the soft launch of what we will be starting together in a few weeks to create a lot of impact within your institutions, within your community, and within all of the Philippines, which is a very dear country that owns my heart. So honored to be here with you guys. So before I start, I'd like to thank everybody for joining us today and making time to be here with us, because I know how precious our time is, especially as an educator. When we work in education, we give everything that we have, every knowledge that we have, we give towards our students and our community and our colleges. It's really hard finding time, so thank you for making the time. So you're probably wondering, but okay, what are we talking about? Why are we here? And what are we going to do together? So before I talk about the program, I just wanted to highlight some of the things that are happening in the world. Right now, in 2022, there are 805 million people in the world that don't have access to enough food. More than 150 million kids between the age of 3 to 5 don't have access to pre-primary education. Pollution is causing the death of over 9 million premature babies. 2.12 billion tons of waste are created every year. 153 million kids around the world are orphans or in desperate need of a warm, loving family. There's almost 6% unemployment in the world. And we can't wait for change. That's the reality. I've seen a lot of people around the world going, we're waiting to take action. We can't wait. We need to create it. And this is why we're invited here, you guys, to join us today over this amazing program that we've built with all the energy and love in the world to shape you guys into change makers that will help us educate and empower students so that they can change the world together with your support, because you're the heart of the world. You're the heart of education. You're the heart of our leaders, and you're the heart of our future. So our goal is to help you become a problem solver, a passionate change maker, an emotional intelligence leader, a selfless entrepreneur and intrapreneur, a dynamic communicator, a creative thinker, and most importantly, an unstoppable leader, and give your students these same skills of problem solving, being passionate about changing the world, becoming an emotional intelligence leader, becoming an entrepreneur or an intrapreneur that doesn't care about themselves and he cares about the community as a social impact entrepreneur that communicates effectively, thinks of solution, and same as you, are absolutely unstoppable. Another thing that we talk a lot about through NWTF and Academy of Entrepreneurs is that we're not job seekers. Within our DNA, we are job creators. And we need to give ourselves and the community these skills to find solutions to continuously be job creators. So we've built a 5-step process that we're going to be working with you guys, that we're super excited to be here with you guys. And it's 4 series of masterclasses and a graduation event where you're going to be presenting your ideas. So masterclass number 1, we're going to be talking about entrepreneurship and how do you build the entrepreneurship ecosystem within your institution. So we're going to be talking about public relations, which is the image that you're communicating to the world. So you can massively transform the world by communicating the right message in a way that you, your students, and your local community are all winning, so we can create a positive impact through communication, storytelling, community, loyalty programs, and also negotiating in a way that we're able to achieve this end goal. Masterclass number 2, we're going to teach you how to build the best mentoring system you've ever seen. by collaborating and inviting world leaders and local entrepreneurs and fighters to come in and join your institution, join your community projects as mentors that donate the time because they care about creating an impact together with you. So we're going to teach you how to build this beautiful ecosystem so you've got really interesting brains, very positive change leaders and change makers coming into your institution. The third step, we're going to be teaching you guys all of the tricks that we've used across Academy of Entrepreneurs to develop and teach impact entrepreneurship. So how do you teach entrepreneurship without a structure? How do you teach entrepreneurship without just slides, without an academic curriculum, but how do you teach entrepreneurship in a way that your students are everyday learning and putting the knowledge into the world to make a positive impact? For example, at Academy of Entrepreneurs, when we teach sales, we don't teach how to sell. We give the students a white piece of paper, they sell, then they tell us about the strategy that they've used, and then we mentor them on becoming better at sales. When we teach technology, we don't teach them how to code. We teach them to turn a problem into an opportunity using technology that already exists in the world for free so that they can tackle that problem. So we're going to be teaching you guys how to build classes that are teaching your students on how to become an entrepreneur and succeed so we can create a positive impact and solve all of those problems that we see in our communities every day. The fourth masterclass is probably the most important. It is, how do I commercialize? So I've identified the idea, I've built an ecosystem, I've got entrepreneurs mentoring our students, but how do I make sure that the business has paying customers so I can make an impact in the community? So we're going to be teaching you how to teach the students on how to commercialize these ideas to create an impact. And in the last session together, we're going to teach you how to pitch, and you're going to share with us your ideas around how we can improve the entrepreneurship and impact ecosystem within your school so we can continuously work together on molding your school into entrepreneurship curriculums that will impact your community, and hopefully not just your community, all of the Philippines and around the world. So the way that we're going to be working together is, so it's 5 sessions. These are the days that we're going to be together. So it's about an hour each session, 45 minutes of masterclass, and then questions and answers. So the first session is going to be held on the 20th of April, the second session on the 27th of April, the third session on the 4th of May, the fourth session on the 18th of May, and the last session where we're going to be hearing your ideas and mentoring and guiding you on how to implement these ideas will be held on the 25th of May. So we're going to be together for 5 weeks, hearing your ideas, molding so that your institution can be a hub of ideas for change makers. So we would love to welcome you into our community to create an impact, because that's why we exist, to help you create an impact in whatever way that matters to you, to your students, to the values of your institution. So please connect with us. You've got my name here, Carla. You've got Academy of Entrepreneurs here. Connect with us on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, any social media platform, and you can ask us questions along the journey. And obviously, for 1 hour every week from the 20th of April until the 25th of May, we're going to be logging in live and working with you on building this entrepreneurship ecosystem. So this is our Instagram, our Facebook, and our LinkedIn page. Please add us across all of them if you have these platforms, because by collaborating, connecting, and communicating, we're going to be able to brainstorm better ideas and we can achieve all of our goals thanks to the amazing work that NWTF is doing in empowering you guys so that together we can build a better world for the Philippines and the whole world. So now I'm going to take questions to hear about your thoughts about the program. What is it that you guys want to learn? What do you think we would create it so that we can get started on the 20th of April? So Andy, over to you. I don't know if Raymond is with us. Over to you guys. We can take questions and know what it is that you guys want to learn. What do you think of the program, the times that we've selected, and any any suggestions that we have, please message us on Instagram, Facebook, and tell us the topics you want us to bring in so we can teach it to you over the next 5 weeks. Let's see, who do we have with us today? So we have Brian, Jared, Jan, Lady, Christian, John, Kevin, Mary, Stephanie, Godelieve, Jacqueline, and Jose Marie. Do you guys have any questions around the program? What would you like to learn about social entrepreneurship and creating the ecosystem within your institution? What questions do we have? Andy, do you have any questions for us?
No. Thanks, Paula, and thank you for joining as well and joining us so late. I know it's like probably 11 p.m. there. You're in Guatemala now, but thank you so much for making time for us. I'd just like to reiterate that this program is going to be free for everyone to join. So please also invite your fellow teachers to join if they're interested. And then I saw someone raise his hand. Stephen from USLS, please.
Hello, good afternoon. I hope all of you are great.
Stephen.
Yeah,
Lovely to hear from you.
my name is Stephen, and I'm from Lasal Bacolod. Yeah, currently I'm also a teacher of entrepreneurship. Miss Paula, I have a question. How much has the environment of social entrepreneurship changed because of the pandemic?
Look, I think, so I've always been a big ambassador of we're job creators, we are entrepreneurs and innovators. And I'll tell you the truth. 3 years ago, when I used to talk about this, everyone used to think I was absolutely crazy. They're like, it's scary to be an entrepreneur, there's too much risk. I've seen the world shift 180 degrees, where they're going, if I don't create a solution, I'm not going to survive. If I don't have the survival entrepreneurial mindset of trial and error and understanding that it's okay to make a mistake, but we need to find solutions. So we've seen a huge change, like literally from a entrepreneur's point of view, 180 degrees. Everyone that was scared of being an entrepreneur, now that they have no choice but to innovate. And entrepreneurship is not just about starting a business, it's also entrepreneurship. It's creating change within governments. We now do mentoring and coaching inside most of the governments around the world because they're like, we also have to adapt. We work with banks. They used to be scared of cryptocurrency, and now they're using crypto and NFT to take people out of poverty. So we have seen a change that is impacting all industries and all countries. So entrepreneurship now is the rule. In government organizations is the only way to survive. What change have you seen, Stephen?
Well, honestly, I think what you said is true. People were left with no choice, but they needed to adapt with the environment, especially, with jobs people being displaced from their jobs and etc., retrenchment and everything going on. Well, I do believe that this has shifted the context for almost 80 degrees, and people have utilized a lot of platforms already, even social media, Facebook, Instagram. They've used those platforms to widen their understanding of entrepreneurship. To be specific, like here in Bacolod, we have this Bacolod barter system during the onset of the pandemic. And I think it was very smart, and it was like the perfect answer to the limitations brought by the lockdown. But thank you so much for your answer, Miss Paula. It was very interesting and very nice.
Stephen, what we're seeing in the entrepreneurship world is that even if you have a job, you need to find solutions every day. It's about not putting all eggs into a basket.
Yeah, I agree.
Even if you've got a business that's doing well, look for new revenue models in case we go back into lockdown or in case there's something else happening. But what I've seen is that it's given people inner strength of everything is possible. So it's no longer entrepreneurship is the other one. It's now I have to do it and I can do it. So I saw the world going through a shift. Initially, they went through fear. Then they got the whole world got upset. And then suddenly they saw this little light at the end of the tunnel where they're going, what is my life purpose? how can I add value? And they started seeing that a simple act of doing a kind gesture towards the neighbor, starting a social enterprise, they started having this beautiful pleasure in the heart by helping others. And that's when we saw a huge growth, not just in entrepreneurship, but social entrepreneurship. So that for me has been like, I don't know, and maybe I'm being too positive, but I see that as like something beautiful that the last 2 years has brought us into the world. We've realized how we're all connected, how if we all help each other, we will be fine, but how we also have to take a step forward. We can't wait. You need to adapt and pivot on a daily basis for everything. And it's okay to make a mistake along the way, as long as you're trying to be 1% better every day. So I've seen like the healthy became healthier, the happy became happier. And that's what we're seeing with the entrepreneurial world, is that anyone that tried anything, they're realizing that yes, you'll get a result. And the more you try, the better result. And it's been like it self-motivated the world to help each other and take action in a collaborative way, understanding at the end of the day, we're all connected. So if I'm going to buy a bread, I'm not going to buy it at the supermarket. I'm going to buy it at the local bakery to support the local business. So it created stories and a special bond. And it's almost like the world became more connected, but we lived in a smaller community where we shopped locally, we supported locally, we built a stronger relationship with our neighbors within our community. And that's part of entrepreneurship. It's community supporting each other. And this is one thing, this is why in the week 2, we built a mentoring program, because 78% of our success as leaders and entrepreneurs comes from our network. So you guys are so lucky to have NWTF inviting you guys to this free program. But the success of it is if you guys continuously collaborate. So what I personally would love to see you guys is everyone that joins, maybe we create like a Viber group or WhatsApp group and you exchange ideas, not just over the next 5 weeks, but forever. And then as new teachers join your school, mentor them. As these entrepreneurs come into the school to mentor your students, thank them and give back to them, and maybe encourage the students to buy products at the businesses and the families. So if everybody helps everybody a little bit, everything will be fine. And to be honest, like Philippines does it better than anyone else, because you guys understand the power of community like no country in the world. I work with over 100 countries and no one has the harmonious community and kindness like the Filipinos, but now we need to commercialize it. And making money is important. And that's another thing, that when it comes to social impact entrepreneurship, people think that people that do good things, they need to be a charity. But charities also need money to create jobs, to print flyers, to give foods to the kids at the orphanages, to bring crayons to the schools. So we need to have a very big focus. And this is why in week 4, we speak about commercializing. Because we can have a million ideas right now. Right now, I'm sure between everyone that's connected, if we will all write down 10 problems we wanted to solve, there's like billions of ideas within it. But how do we commercialize to make it sustainable so we can continuously add that impact? And that's where social impact entrepreneurship comes in. It's commercializing ideas that make an impact in the long term. So so we look forward to being here with you guys. Any other questions, Jose Marie?
Yeah.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dr. Bayona from the Marketing Management and also the Academic Coordinator of Senior High School, Lasal, Bacolod. I just wanted to say my appreciation lang to NFWTF and to you, Paula, because I believe this course is very, very timely as we try to launch next year the Green Entrepreneur with the senior high school, whereby we would like to embark in an innovative way of trying to showcase to the students social entrepreneurship. So by 2022, academic year 2020 to 2023, we will be launching the Green Entrepreneur, and we will be trying to as you know, one of the exit points of senior high school is entrepreneurship. That is across strand, that is in all strands, whether you are ABM and business, or you are in STEM or technology, or in arts or in sciences, entrepreneurship is there. So whereby we will now try to proceed with a higher level of trying to put into the perspective the entrepreneurship in the minds of the students. That's why this is very timely, and we really appreciate. That's why I believe all my faculty are here in the senior high school that are teaching entrepreneurship. So I invited them to be here so that we will be joining this. Your inputs will help us in our strategic planning as we try to uh, put into a working progress this social entrepreneurship. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for the feedback. Can you please share with us your biggest needs right now when it comes to building this new program and new movement within your institution? Because then we can bring these as case studies or activities within the class. So what exactly are you looking for? Like, what are your biggest needs when it comes to building this new curriculum within the institution?
Well, actually, it's in the conceptualization yet. So definitely after our planning, maybe we can update you, Paula, with all our needs as we try to talk together as one team after.
I'm going to put my email here. If you could please, when you want, send me a list of what you need. Is it curriculum writing? Is it building the activities? Is it the engagement? Is making sure that they go out and they implement it? Is it on tracking progress? Is it on just training the teachers or choosing the right, channels of communication for the students? So you've got my email here. So feel free to write to me at any time. And the quicker you write to me, the quicker I'll make sure that myself taking that into the master classes. And this is why we're here. I could talk to you guys for 100 million hours. But if you guys tell me what you need, we're going to be able to help you even faster, because we all have in our heads these little question marks and we focus on getting the answers to these questions. But I don't know what's in your heads right now. I don't know what you guys have in the strategy saved in your computers. So if you guys could email me, and I'm happy to keep it confidential if you want, so I don't have to mention names if you want, or we can keep it as an open collaborative workshop. But the more you share with us your gaps or your questions or your concerns, or give us feedback on what hasn't worked in the past and you feel like you're getting stuck, we can help you guys. So please, everyone that's logged in today, here is my email. Please reach out. The more you guys reach out, the more we're going to be able to create impact together.
Thank
you. You're welcome.
Yep. Thank you for the questions. And Paula, I think just also, we have one more question from Kevin, or is it Julius?
Kevin. Good afternoon.
Kevin.
Thank you very much, NWTF and Miss Paula. I'm in your page right now on Facebook, and I'm quite interested with the program that you're currently doing. I would just because I'm quite really interested on this. I'd like to ask, so far, what are the achievements that you have made through implementing this program in the Academy of Entrepreneurs?
I'll tell you something that we had that was absolutely mind-blowing. So while the world was going in panic mode in 2020, we had 100% of the students either employed or with profitable business. And 1 month into the lockdown, we started getting phone calls from students desperate because they needed help on hiring people to grow their team. That was the biggest challenge that our students had. And the reason why it worked so well is because we worked on the emotional intelligence, on the communications, on the public relations, on getting them to understand what is the problem they're solving, who's the target audience, and how do I commercialize and continuously communicate with my customers so they become a brand ambassador of me. So I think that just validates how entrepreneurship is important through the community. So everything that we teach, it's not rocket science, to be honest. Millions of people are making the same mistakes and millions of people are doing the right thing. But what makes someone successful is connecting the emotional intelligence to a problem, so connecting their inner strength to a problem that they feel like it's their life purpose to solve, but having the right ecosystem. And I've worked a lot with the microfinancing system over in the Philippines. And the reason why it works so well is the community. Is when everybody goes back to the centers to bring back the money and share their experiences. And community is everything. So we need to bring that into your institution. Because once you have the community, when you're going through a hard moment, someone else would go like, don't worry, I've gone through that, or use this technique, or I feel the same pain. Let's hold hands and take another step. So yes, so community is everything. So when everyone looks at Academy, they're like, wow, the course is so good. I always say the best part of it is this community, is this collaboration, the safe environment that we can exchange and support one another. Because being an entrepreneur is not easy. It's long hours. Yesterday, I worked from 3 a.m. until midnight, and I flew 2 countries with the pressure of, do I have COVID or not? Am I going to be allowed through customs or not? It's like, it's just full on. But when you do what you love, like, and I landed here in Guatemala, which is a country that I've never been, like with like excitement. Today, I've done back-to-back meetings, like completely different things, to use different parts of my brain, got through traffic, like it was just crazy. And it's now 11:35. And honestly, if you guys ask me questions for another 10 hours, I'm like, it just energizes me with more like love and focus and like energy to keep on giving. So this is what we need to bring into our ecosystem. So yeah, so Academy of Entrepreneurs as an institution has done so well because our community supports one another. We have the most beautiful leaders like NWTF calling us in to work with you guys. But then we have a community where everybody collaborates, the students, the teachers, the entrepreneurs, investors, and so forth. And that's the trick to success. It's us helping each other and being open about it. When it's scary, when you make a mistake, communicate it, ask for help. And honestly, we're here for 5 weeks with you guys, but we're part of your family forever. Like, reach out for anything big or small. You guys will keep a copy of the slides. But if you're designing, I don't know, a marketing subject or a finance subject, reach out and we'll share the material with you guys. So we're here to support you guys in every way forever. And hopefully you guys reach out. Please don't be shy. Hello, Raymond. Hello, Lynn. Lynn, do you have a question for us?
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Paula, for that wonderful introduction. No? This was just posted a while ago in our GC, and I'm so eager to attend the program that you have said. The only thing that I'm concerned with is the time that we'll be meeting for that period. So how long will it take for us to meet? Because I'm also teaching in the basic ed in the high school, at the same time college, no, and soon later in the senior high. So I do not know if how long will it take for us and if we have a lot of activities to prepare. Thank you.
Okay, good question. So we've organized to be with you guys for just 1 hour. The sessions are live, but they're also recorded, so you can watch them as many times. You can share it with your team. We'll record, and if you want to keep it in file and use it for 100 other teachers, you can forevermore. Keep a copy of the slides and the video. Now, every week, we're going to be giving you guys some tools, and we're going to be talking about some strategies, but we're the only school in the world with no teachers, no homework, and no rules. So everything is taught by entrepreneurs. There's no rules. You can do anything. If you want to show up late, if you want to watch just the recording, we are going to be sharing some tools and activities, but they're not homework. They're just tools that work really well, but you implement them if you want. So, and if you have more questions and you want more activities, reach out. You've got my email here for now and forevermore. But no, there's no homework. It's no extra hours. I think a good question for us to ask is 1 p.m. a good time? Is that a good time for everybody for 1 hour for 5 weeks? Can everybody commit to it? And if you miss one, it's fine. It's always nice doing it live and seeing your smiles and answering your questions. Is 1 o'clock okay, Lynn, for you? Yeah, perfect.
Yes,
Beautiful.
I'm good.
Yeah. Beautiful.
I'm fine with 1 p.m. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you. Any other questions?
Yeah, Paul. Maybe for everyone's appreciation as well, if you could just tell us a little bit more about the Academy of Entrepreneurs, how you came to be, and some of the work you've done, maybe all over the world, maybe here in the Philippines. That would be amazing.
So a little bit about my journey. I've been an entrepreneur, a social impact entrepreneur, I think since the day I was born. but I can track it back to when I was living in Africa. So when I was between the age of 8 to 9, my father got transferred to Port Elizabeth in South Africa. And I started seeing that society had some divisions that in my head didn't make sense, such as divisions according to how much money you had, what religion you belonged to. I had just been transferred to a Jewish school, which I loved, but I wasn't Jewish. And I remember there were some classes that I wasn't allowed to attend. But what really touched my heart is that at that time, South Africa was very divided into skin colors. And I'm like, why do you have different rules depending on the skin color? Like, what is skin color? I never even had realized that there was such a thing. So that sparked something in my heart. And I've got something that when I see a problem, I don't let it pull me down. I get excited about solving. I'm very curious. So I started speaking to people and collecting books to give books to the communities in Africa so that they could learn and understand their rights and fight for their rights. So that was the beginning of my entrepreneurial journey. I also saw that a lot of people were throwing things in the streets, and some of the streets were really dirty. So we started putting bins, recycling bins, before like recycling was even like a word really used by in people's homes. So I've always had this thing that I see a problem and I wanted to solve. And I worked on many little projects, but I never even realized that I was working. For me, it was just common sense, like bringing people together, teaching them how to read and separating the bins, not throwing something on the floor. Then we lived in Mexico after that. And at the time, Mexico was very dangerous and we didn't have the opportunity of, as kids, teenagers, using energy. So we started a skateboard company to bring friends together to do sports together on our free time in a cool way, because we didn't want to go to the movies. We didn't want to play video games. We wanted to use our energy. So that went really well. So we started doing like impact events just to get the community together. Then when I moved to Australia, I saw the potential that the country had. And I saw how the most successful, talented people didn't know how to commercialize their idea. So I met celebrity chefs and musicians and yoga instructors. And I'd be like, oh, you're amazing. And then I realized that they didn't have enough money for the next week's rent. And I'm like, this makes no sense. Your yoga class is the best. Your food is the best. And then I started realizing that we didn't learn about entrepreneurship. We learned to be good at a skill that we loved, whether it's painting and singing. And I'm like, but imagine if you love singing and you can live by being a singer. You can live by being a chef. And then I started becoming obsessed with finding a solution around it. And I realized that 96% of businesses failed. And that to me made no sense. So I researched and I spoke to 1,000 entrepreneurs in 28 days from 51 countries, because I realized that entrepreneurship was global, had no limits. And the result of the survey that we did came out that for you to be successful, it doesn't depend on your skin color, your country, where you studied. It doesn't depend how smart you are. All you need to be successful is work on your emotional intelligence, is working on your mind to identify your thoughts, identify what puts you in the state of happiness and productivity, and how can you rewire your brain to be on the state of flow so you can always be happier and more productive, but build an ecosystem, the public relations, so people can come with us on this journey. And that was the heart of Academy of Entrepreneurs beginning. Then from there, we went back to the entrepreneurs to understand the biggest mistakes they'd made, and we started building systems around it, and also the current biggest challenges. And then we build the course that goes in the journey of emotional intelligence, then understanding a problem and doing market research to identify the data behind it, then marketing to start building the community, then systems and technology to try to solve it. Then how do you build your team? By working with volunteers and freelancers. How do you project manage and design things, solutions, and test out some ideas without spending a single cent? And how do you pitch to communicate for change? And that's when Academy of Entrepreneurs was created as a structure. Then I went to the government and I was only 25. I went to the government with the idea of building a disruptive school with no teachers, no homework, and no rules. So I went in with love and humbleness. And I just went, I want to help. It's not that I want to break the rules. We need to disrupt because it's needed. And interestingly, it's meant to be a 24-month process. And in 28 days, the government called us and they said, we want to hear more. and they approved us as the world's first accredited incubator. So that was part of the journey. I've had many businesses along the way, but I think those were the main ones that helped me get to where I am. And I am who I am because of my community. Like here in Guatemala, I've been here for 24 hours. It's my first time. And I met with the biggest lawyers, ministers, and tomorrow I'm meeting with the president, and all through connections, because there's a purpose in what I do. I communicate, and I've built a community that together we work together on empowering each other to solve these problems. So and it just shows that anyone can do it. I opened Academy Entrepreneurs at the age of 25 without investors, without business partners, but with a beautiful community and the dream of creating a positive impact. And Filipinos have that. You guys have something magical that I wish that I could sprinkle around the whole world, that you guys are resilient, you're passionate, you work a community. But what we need to work on now is the confidence to commercialize. Because if we don't commercialize, we don't have a business. If we don't have customers that are paying, we don't have a business. We're just dreamers. So we need to be action takers when it comes to entrepreneurship. Because I know you guys are really good at action taking in the community when you're volunteering, working in the church, in the sports, and the orphanages. But we need to do that for our businesses. And it starts in the heart with education. So it's a lifelong journey that we're going to be together. We as workers in the education space, we're always learning. Our students are always learning. So we need to always polish ourselves to shine and keep up with technology and trends, but understand also how to touch the students' hearts to mold them to continuously shine and stay focused on resilience.
So thank you, Paula. And thank you so much again for spending time with us. Thank you everyone for joining us. Just a few reminders before we end the session. After this, we'll email you the links to register for the course, so you can register as early as now. Please share it with your other colleagues who may not have been able to attend today. We'll also send you guys, we'll email you guys the materials that Paula used to present. This meeting is being recorded. We'll also send you a link for that, so you can share it as well to to everyone else. If you have any questions as well, you can reach out to me. I'll be the one sending you the email with all the links to register. Please reach out to me anytime. I'm also just here in Bacolod, and we look forward to seeing you guys, having you guys here. And also, hopefully Paula is still coming here to the Philippines sometime in April or May. So if that happens, I'm sure she would love to see all of you guys.
I would love to meet you guys face to face. But please email me before we start the program, while we're running the program, with your ideas, your questions, your needs. Because we've got this is how we run the Academy of Entrepreneurs. If we start talking and you guys bombard us with 100 questions, we don't even show the slides, and we'll just mold your questions into projects. And this is the nicest, most impactful way. So if you guys want to send us questions before, amazing. And while we're talking, please leave your cameras on. Let's leave this as an open collaborative workshop, because then we can go straight into your needs and help you guys achieve your goals, please. So if you've got questions, please email me at any time.
Thank you again, Paula. And also a reminder, this is open to all educators, so please feel free to share it with everyone. And before we end, I'd just like to call on Raymond for a few closing remarks.
Thank you, Andy. Paula, thank you very much for staying up this late. Paula has been a good friend of mine and NWTF for the past so many years. We are both disciples of the social entrepreneur and social business movement of Professor Yunus, the 2006 Nobel Peace Prize winner. And I guess just to reiterate, this is a course that is open to all educators. And mind you, NWTF is working with Academy of Entrepreneurs, not only on this course, but a few other courses, training our staff and our clients, and eventually the public as well, for people who want to be entrepreneurs. So I hope this is just the start of something fruitful, and to really build more entrepreneurs, not only here in Bacolod, here in Negros, but all over the country. And you just have to meet Paula to know how much she loves the Philippines. That's an understatement, actually. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, NWTF is here to push that social entrepreneurial space, and that has been an advocacy of ours for the past so many years. You might be thinking, what's in it for NWTF? Well, advocacy, definitely, number one. Number two is to just get more and more youth, especially, to join the entrepreneurship movement. And more importantly, later on, is that to fill in the gaps, whether it's funding, advisory, or whatever, we want to be there. And the BTF wants to be there to help fill in the gaps, to build more social entrepreneurs, and to really see a better, brighter Philippines. Thank you so much to the teachers that attended this, to all you educators. Some of you were actually my teachers before, Paula. I wouldn't name who they are because you'd know their age, but nevertheless, thank you very much.
We're all teachers and we're all students every day. I was speaking today, I met like one of the main lawyers here in Guatemala, and his 15-year-old daughter started talking to us, and she was like at its stage, like she had everyone quiet and she was teaching us. And at other moments, we were guiding her along the way. And we're all teachers and students on a daily basis, no matter where we are in the world and what we do. So,
yeah, definitely. Yeah, and let us know a couple of weeks before you come over. We'll let everyone know. So if you have programs or small events in your school, we'd be happy to bring Paula over so that you can see her, have her talk to your colleagues or even to your students. Thank you very much, everyone.
Yeah, and we can do like round tables where we just put everybody in a circle and we can guide the students, or we can do something on stage. But I want to be close to you guys, hearing your ideas, your concerns, your challenges. Because, yeah, the more you guys share with us, the more we'll be able to add value. Please, please, please share.
Yeah.
I can see Kevin will be participating, and Lynn and Dr. Bayona as well. So thank you for turning on your camera and your beautiful questions.
Thank you,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Please all stay safe, and we look forward to having you on the first day. Seeing you guys there.
Thank you. Thank you.
Big hugs. Big
much.
hugs.
Thank
See you
you.
guys soon.